Today on the program, is President Trump stealing your mailboxes in order to prevent so-called mail-in voter fraud? What's going on with the USPS? We'll find out. Later, future first president with a cervix, Kamala Harris, is a pandering faker, and we will show you why she is not to be trusted. Finally, I found a great clip of someone who is dry heaving from the fumes of bum piss in Austin, guaranteed to make you laugh or rethink your life. That's right. This is Emergency Exit.
This act is for emergencies only.
That's right. Welcome, you guys. This is episode 169.
69, dudes!
That's right.
You know what that means?
What does that mean?
Well, you know.
It's one away from 170. That's what that
I
means.
was gonna say somebody's having fun tonight, but I don't know who it's gonna be.
Oh,
Could be
man.
it could be the bums underneath the bridge.
Yeah,
over
the dust mite dander.
here. Yeah, man.
Today is August 19th, 2020. Is again 10 on 10 in our floating tin can. Far above the world.
I couldn't get that phrase out of my head today, which is why I made that picture.
Is that why you made the pic? Yeah, that new intro you saw there is David's creation.
It's my creation.
Far above the world. I'm Los. You can follow me on Twitter at That's Right Los. Joining me as always is the holy Hispanic himself, David Aguilar.
Muchas gracias.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, muy bien.
And then we have making sure we are streaming live with a new camera and a nice new plant is Brandon, the hard hat Mitchell.
How y'all doing?
It's got nothing to do with making the plant, but
Damn, man. You know, the crowd always goes crazy for this guy, I swear. It's like these people just love him.
speaking of plants, and I brought it up for a reason, I wanted to show my new, it's not new, I've been training it for a couple months now, but this is a hibiscus.
Ooh.
This will, and it's already starting to grow some flowers here, and it's going to have nice big red flowers, but I've shaped it into a bonsai.
I could see you being like the Bob Ross of like plants.
Thanks.
You
There
could
are
trim
some,
'em.
there are like a couple dudes on YouTube that just have that perfect.
Really?
Like, it's like, we're going to, and here I go. We're going to cut this, and we're going to do a big cut here. And so here I go.
What do you see there? There's
Nigel
a ladybug.
Saunders.
Ladybugs are our friend.
But yeah, this is a hibiscus bonsai that I'm training, and hope you enjoy it. It's going to sit right here. But, we've got a lot to talk about. But we only have an hour to do it. And we're going to do the most important thing. We're going to have a brew world order. Let's go.
Boom.
It's the brew world. We've got from Freetel Brewing Company,
Yes, sir.
which is like it's front and center on this can here. It doesn't even show the name of the actual beer till down here, which happens to be called Bat out of Helles, German style lager. First of all, I love lagers. Lagers are
the
great.
best. That's why you guys are gonna like this one.
It's a nice light one. Well, we'll see if it's light. 22 IBU, 4.7% alcohol by volume on the scale. Do we have a description up anywhere? They didn't put one up here. Domestic beer,
Yeah, they're out of San Antonio,
undomesticated.
man.
Domestic
really
beer.
cool guys. They make amazing pizza. They're like a pizza brewery,
It's a pizza
their
joint, huh?
and their pizza is phenomenal.
Like Pine House, like out here.
Kind of, yeah, exactly. But man, their pizza is some of the best pizza I've ever had in my life. Their cheese is probably some of the best cheese I've had on pizza.
If we were to leave here from Austin right now and to go to this place, assuming it was open, to get pizza and beer,
Yes.
how long would it take us?
Probably like 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half.
Oh, man, that's awesome. Originally developed by a Munich brewmaster in 1885, the Munich Helles, I don't know if it's Helles or just Hell's lager came about due to necessity. It's got a whole friggin' story. I'm not going to read it. We're just going to taste it. So let's do it. We're spending too much time on Brew World sometimes and crack it
Oh,
open.
let's crack it open. Ooh, yeah.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what do you think about this beer? You've had this before,
Yeah.
right? So what are your thoughts about it?
I like the wheaty taste of it. It's like to me this pairs really good with like salsa and tortilla chips. You know what I mean? So to me, I can have this with some tacos. You watch a football game, this is the kind of beer I would do that with. Cookout, this is something you cook with some bratwursts.
Yeah.
This is something you eat some bratwurst with a free. Ooh, this is gonna taste so good. I'll do that next week. But
It does sound really
Yeah.
good. I love bratwurst.
yeah, exactly.
And
Beer battered in this.
what's the best beer for bratwurst? I think it's got to be lager. Well, to drink, not
Well,
only to pour on it.
HEB does a beer batter brought with St. Arnold's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they do a collab. It's actually really good.
Oh, let's see here. Blank as fuck at art. Anyways, which out of your scale of 1 to 5, that's right. So what do you rate this beer?
This one, because I've had it before, and it's always a good one. It's gonna be a 4.5. That's right,
4.5,
because it is
that's right.
consistently good.
Excellent. And let's see, Brandon, what do you think about it, buddy?
Oh, I'm gonna first sip. Right, hang on.
his
Ooh, we're
first
gonna
first
look
sip
at
right
that.
here.
We're about to see that live on camera, ladies and gentlemen. It's like a woman losing her virginity or something like that, or maybe even a male. We'll see.
Ooh.
Oh, that was a male right there.
Oh.
Now I know why you were talking about. Yeah, this would pair really great with some brats
Mm-hmm.
on the grill. Some onions on them.
He's no longer a virgin to the
Oh no,
retail.
no.
So good.
Oh, that's got to be a 4.2.
Ooh, 4.2. See,
4.2. My goodness.
That's right.
and they named it Freetail because of the Freetail bat. Apparently, it's like it's a thing in San Antonio.
Oh, I had no idea.
So
Well, I'm going to give
is that
this.
not the bats that are here in Austin?
that's what I thought too. I don't
think they're
know.
the same ones.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I'll tell you what. I like this beer. It's light. It also has a bite to it. Nice
Yep.
bitter bite to it. The bitter bites. Yes, though they're playing ECL next year, God willing. That being said, I'm going to give this a solid 6.9, dudes.
What?
I'm just kidding. No, it's going to be 4.3. That's right.
Damn, that's high.
Well, I thought he was going to play the 69, dude. We just added that to the...
69, dudes!
Just testing you now. Anyways.
Come on, man.
That's the Brew World Order. It's the Brew World Order. All right. This is how I'm seeing things lately. The way folks call themselves, the way that they call themselves, but the actions don't quite fit with it. They don't fit the cover.
Nope.
Like Antifa. It's a group that will call you coon, or if you're a black cop or a Trump supporter, right?
Yeah.
If you're black, they'll call you coon. They call themselves anti-fascists, but they suppress the opposition speech by showing up to right-leaning speakers' events and causing a stir inside whilst the speech is going on.
Yep.
Cite Ben Shapiro,
Anybody who's
Laura Loomis, or what's that blonde one that's on or that's
Millie Weaver.
no, the older one. Oh geez, I can't bring up her name right now.
This is
Or
probably
even Jordan Peterson. Like anybody who's been, deemed the
Jordan Peterson.
like the intellectual dark web. Those guys.
they
Anybody
show
who's-
up there. Anyways,
Steven Crowder.
so when a group of drinking buddies that's proud to be an American start defending these speakers at these events, who do you think they call the fascists? Well, when anyone talks
You mean
about
like the
them,
Proud Boys.
exactly, yeah. But when anyone talks about them, they say that we are the anti-fascists, but their actions don't match their name. Like Black Lives Matter trademark. If the movement was actually about Black Lives Matter, I don't think anyone would have a problem.
Exactly.
We know what they stand for. It's not a phrase. It's a movement. Considering they don't care about black lives that are dying every day, they focus on the 8 unarmed black men who died by cops, which is mostly like 90% justified for the most part. But they will ignore the constant shootings that happen every week. They ignore the countless black children who are given up in the womb. Black Lives Matter trademark, and their actions don't match their name.
Nope.
So I want to bring up this.
Well, even that, and I hate it because it's such a Trojan horse. You know what I mean? Whenever black people serve their purpose, they use them as a shield, and then when they don't, they go for their Marxist cause.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So it got me thinking about the way left uses words and how they don't use words. I find it pretty funny here. And so somebody from thefederalist.com posted up this how the left's war on words manipulates your mind. And we're just going to go through some of these real quick. If you just go down to the actual, that's not the one that I had on. It was a.
Is that Pinocchio?
It's Pinocchio. Never mind. I grabbed the wrong. I saved the wrong one. But anyways, what I wanted to get with in the first place is that all these are political slogans.
Yeah.
You know, the Blue Lives Matter, the Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, Make America Great Again.
Defund the
come
police.
on, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyways, so this brings me to this latest from Goodyear Tires. Now, if you go to this link here, Mr. Hard Hat here, and it comes from Breitbart. Donald Trump reacts to MAGA hat ban. Do not buy Goodyear tires. Now, we had a sort of boycott. You know, it didn't work, of course. You know that what it's going to do, it's going to make Goodyear rise up inside. I mean, I guarantee it. But what happened with the Goya? The Goya.
As we're still repping.
But let's think about why they got angry at the Goya in the first place. The Goya supported or says that Trump was a great builder and just a great guy. You know,
that we're lucky to have him as a president.
Oh my God,
which is true.
Boycott Goya,
which is true.
Boycott Goya.
Yeah,
but
how dare you?
Now, do you think that the same thing happened with Goodyear tires? No. So what we're gonna find out here from this is from Mike Cernovich's Twitter. If you go down,
dude, Cernovich has been going crazy.
He's been crazy. Yeah. According to Goodyear Tires, a MAGA shirt is a zero tolerance hate symbol, but Black Lives Matter is allowed. So if you see this picture here, zero tolerance from one team, Goodyear, zero tolerance acceptable, Black Lives Matter trademark, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, pride, LGBT, and then unacceptable. Blue Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, MAGA attire, political affiliated slogans or material. Now, they didn't dispute it here. Goodyear spokeswoman Melissa Monaco did not dispute the image, but asserted that the company's commitment, quote, to fostering an inclusive and respectful workplace, unquote, in a statement. As a part of this commitment, we do allow our associates to express their support on racial injustice and other equality issues, but ask that they refrain from workplace expressions, verbal or otherwise, in support of political campaigning for any candidate or political party, as well as other similar forms of advocacy that fall outside the scope of equality issues.
Talk about language.
They
used all the right words to deflect any responsibility. Inclusivity, blah, blah, blah. They chose all, someone was fucking on the thesaurus website thinking, how the hell can we use this word to our benefit? Damn.
Zero tolerance, acceptable. People that are gay, okay, that's fine. I get it. Black lives, I'm sure that's good too, but Black Lives Matter, we've gone over this, right?
Well, isn't All Lives Matter inclusive?
Yeah,
come on.
They're not being very inclusive by not letting you wear a MAGA hat or
not
something.
All Lives Matter, just Black Lives. But we're being inclusive by not including the one that includes all of them. What the fuck?
Yeah, absolutely. And
that's logic for
a
you.
political slogan like Black Lives Matter trademark is totally cool.
Yeah.
We can totally do that. So let's go to this one here. Here's a video. Totally not political slogan being used to call black cops, traitors to your people, among other hateful speech. And we've seen some of these clips before. Some hero.
It says something when
some hero put this together from the folks at Grabian.
Hero.
Check this out.
It says something when you're at a Black Lives Matter protest and you have white people screaming at black officers. You have the biggest nose I've ever seen.
You should fucking know that. Traitor to your fucking people. You're like the fucking Black Judas.
You're part of the fucking problem. I feel sorry for your family. You're a piece of shit.
Do that. Back your ass up. Shame ass nigga. Shame on you.
Yeah, you hoe!
You're white and you're telling this to two black police officers.
Yeah.
Do you see the problem with that a little bit?
No, I don't. They're a part of the system. They're a part of the problem. Just because they're black doesn't mean they're not a part of the problem. Yes.
You know, your ass
protesters gotta be upset with you right now upstairs.
And you on that side. Cause you's a bitch ass. You sucking that white man.
Fucking piece of shit. Race-eating ass fucking coon.
Whoa.
Look, is that tears in your eyes? Or is that sweat? Because you're fucking shame. That's tears, huh?
I pay for your bitch ass. Pathetic ass piece of shit. Little dick bitch.
Your mom's gonna tell you you're a piece of shit.
I'm allowed to say this to whoever.
I just love how they're
Because
like.
I'm white. Racism is the white person's problem.
I got to see folks that really do want change like the rest of us.
Yeah.
And then I got to see those people get faded out by people that have no idea what racism is all about.
Okay, so
Never
thank you. So
experienced racism.
that is where it is right there. There's a lot of people out there, and I'm gonna, we've said it time and
That
time
is.
again.
Where was this?
This
is good.
It's Portland, all those crazy towns. Where he was he was saying like there are people out there genuinely looking to try to change and help, and then you don't hear about them, or at least we don't on our on this other side of the political, where they just show you all that what we showed you. We're not going to play that just yet, so put that down.
I just want to see that.
I know you want to see it.
Look at that.
But yeah,
Jones,
they're
man.
out.
Look, you look so sexy. In
They're
that
out.
picture.
They can't see that. They get outshadowed. Is that the right word, or they get outshined by?
Yeah, and that's the
the bad.
And that's the thing. Like a lot of these, like I said, I still need to edit some of that footage. But even here in Austin, a lot of people who I see protesting with Black Lives Matter signs and talking shit is just stupid white people who think they're doing something because they're holding up a sign.
Well, the majority of them are white. That's
and the thing that's funny is that what I'm saying is the majority of black people understand what's going on. They're not dumb. That's why they see through what's going on. That's why Joe Biden going out and talking the shit he's talking and saying you're not black if you don't vote for me. It's like black people, they're not stupid, but the Democrats, for whatever reason, think black people are dumb. And I feel like
I don't understand why people would vote for him after hearing something like that in the first place.
And then accusing a black reporter, are you doing cocaine?
Listen, I don't think I'm going to vote for Trump this time around. I mean, I'm on a good streak. I haven't voted for him yet. I've supported the right for the most part, and I think we will go with Joe Jorgensen as our official pick here. We'll see. I don't even know too much about her stance, except that it's a very libertarian stance.
Something like that.
How do you disagree with any of that stuff on my side? So that's where I'm at with that. So we'll keep it with that. Except for she did say that BLM thing once, so we called her out on.
The only reason, and I would say the only reason I am voting for Trump is I want him to clean the swamp. Despite what
you're going to hear is that he only made it muckier.
That's what we're going to hear. But I know what he's doing, or at least I'm hearing about what he's doing.
What's he doing?
Cleaning the swamp.
How's he cleaning the swamp?
Getting rid of big pharma, taking money out of big pharma, and all the shit that the reason why by lowering the taxes they have on all the medications, on all the making sure that people are getting an actual price. Right? He was saying how one hospital for one medicine that they were charging over $200 or something like that for it. And the same medicine at another hospital, they're charging $30. And he's saying there's all this money in big pharma, in a lot of this overseas construction, in war. Everything that Trump is against is getting money out of the pockets of the politicians. That's why they don't want him in office, because he's taking money out of their pockets. Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, both Republican and Democrats are being affected by Trump. That's why both of them are going at him.
Oh. I mean, they're up to something. You talk about lifelong career politicians, and this new guy comes in, never did any of the hard work that you did.
Yep.
I mean, they're pissed off about that for one,
Mm-hmm.
and then second, now he's the president and is against a lot of them, and that pisses them off too, because their establishment, literally, they've been there longer than him, and established longer.
And that's the other thing. It's like, how are you going to be blaming Trump for the 4 years he's had in office when you've had 37, 40, 20, whatever many years? Like, that makes no sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 40 years
exactly.
with Biden. Ricardo, I logged into Facebook at around 7:30, and their show wasn't up yet. I was going to call them again and with Jeff, give him some more shit, like ask him about look, I broke my toilet. You know,
stop doing that, man.
Oh, sorry.
You gotta stop doing it.
Sorry, he doesn't like it. I understand it's nasty. I don't even realize I'm doing it. That's the worst part. I was just talking naturally, and because it comes up, and I just let it come out.
He's just like it takes over my body.
I was gonna call as Jeff the Texan again and just be like, "Hey, man, I broke my toilet.
Take a big old shit.
Broke my toilet. I sat right down and I just broke it in half. It was terrible." Yeah.
This ain't the first time that happened, though.
But the thing is, I don't want the maintenance guys coming in because I got lots of stuff I think they're going to steal because, you know, they're Mexicans. And I just kept throwing that kind of stuff at them. I thought they'd like that. Let's see. What are we doing here? Check this video out here I got here. Not a political slogan organizes in front of a gentrified neighborhood to yell at the people that move in that had little to nothing to do with buying the land that they rent an apartment on. Let's see. We'll have to
B&H, how can I help you?
B&H is here. From our homes to yours. As your
This is like the crowd that we talked to that were yelling about gentrification in Austin.
Do you know that you are living in a historically black neighborhood right now? Do you know that? Do you know that before your white ass came here, this was all black people? Do you know that? Do you know that? Do you know people like you came in here and basically bought all the land from the black people
like you.
Left them what it was worth, kicked them out so you can live here. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
Because if you don't, now you fucking do. Now do something about it.
Yeah, open your wallet.
What are you gonna do?
Open your wallet.
Talk about privilege, right?
Black neighborhood. You live in a gentrified neighborhood.
Yeah.
You're part of that gentrification.
Yeah.
So how are you gonna fix it? What are you gonna do to fix it? Because you're part of that gentrification, that racist gentrification. How do you plan to fix it? Because you are living on black people's land.
What
right
if
now.
he's like
I mean, that is land, but black
is
people
from
live
there?
too.
See, you know what I would tell him? I'm like, first of all, sir, you know you sagging your pants down to your ass in prison shows that you're open to get fucked in the ass. So which one of these black people behind you is going to fuck you
You know,
in the
I've
ass?
always heard that, but is that... Yeah, that's got to be a myth.
No,
like,
that's
come on,
100% true.
That's just what they tell you.
Do you know how many people I know who have gone to prison and know that that's true?
At least 2?
7, maybe
7,
10.
maybe 10. Oh, Jesus, Murphy.
So,
yeah,
I'll tell you right now, that ain't a myth.
That's funny. So the guy yells up at the guy. He's like, I'm from this neighborhood originally. You know, I was born in this neighborhood. And they're like, so?
Does somebody really say that?
Yeah, well, the guy that they're yelling at, that's like, give me your fucking house, you know, and let's make this, you know, happen.
That's what I'm saying. Talk about privilege. Is there like black privilege now? Oh, because I was harmed by racist men in the past, I deserve land? Is that privilege? That to me, that sounds like privilege. You sound like a black privileged kid.
What's his privilege to be
His
able
privilege is I'm a victim, so give me. But you have no proof of your victimhood. You're just listening to what the media says about you, but you don't even know you. You don't know your history. I bet you if I sat down with this young man and talked about him, about his history, where his parents came from, what part of Africa he's from, he wouldn't know any of that. But he'd be happy to stand up and say, well, I'm black. That means but you have nothing, you know nothing about your African ancestry. You probably know nothing about your people. And by the way you're dressing, you don't respect your people. So how dare you go in front of this person's house and try to stand up for a cause that you really don't believe in, but you're just doing that to show people, hey, I'm on your side. That's a kid right there. I'll be damned if he knows more than anybody about black fucking suffrage. You know what I mean? There's so many black people who are alive right now who are still alive from actual racism, from being bitten and chewed by dogs, from being sprayed down by water hose. There's black people who are alive who really went through that. That little kid needs to shut the fuck up and get a job. That's what he needs to do.
Coming from the holy Mexican himself, from your mouth to God's ears. You know what I mean?
Hey, me and God knows how I talk. We talk like that all the time, man.
Is that right?
He's my ride or die.
You guys have a question to ask, so Father David over here, he may be able to...
I may pardon some sins. I can't promise anything.
And, you know, maybe we can do a little confession. Is that a Catholic thing? Or...
That's an usher thing.
Usher thing.
Confession. Just when I thought I could...
Which part are you talking about? 1, 2, or 3?
There's a lot of... Dude, that guy... then he comes out with herpes or something.
What?
And yeah, he announced that he had herpes because some girl, like, put him on blast. And he was like, yeah, I got, like... He talked about having, like, some genital disease. And everybody's like, damn, Usher. So when you said let it burn, you really did mean let it burn.
Oh man!
Shit, now we're roasting Usher. How do we go from politics to Usher?
I don't know.
Not bad, Usher.
We need to move on though. But I did want to just lastly mention here: Blue Lives Matter is a political slogan because it's under that unacceptable.
Yep.
So is Black Lives Matter.
Sadly,
trademark. Because we do believe Black Lives Matter. That's why we want to. It's not that we highlight all those extra deaths that happen in Chicago.
Even like Wesley Snipes.
The increasing crime and shootings in those cities that have a problem with that historically. I mean, it's the fact that that seems like it's a bigger problem than a couple guys getting justifiably murdered because of their actions towards the cops.
Well, even that, like with the whole footage that just came out with George Floyd's arrest,
right?
You know what I mean?
We played,
yeah. Like even that, it's funny how for so long they had all this footage, but the media never released that side of it because that never fit their narrative. You know what I mean? And that's what frustrates me so much. Like me and my wife are watching a TV show right now on Netflix, and it's like one of those stupid dating shows where it's like, oh, you got to marry this person, and we'll see if you guys make it to the end. And I keep telling her, like, it's frustrating because I can't really make an analysis of what's going on because I know as a video editor, I know how to cut and edit things to best fit what I'm trying to say in the story. So if I were to edit a video about a couple and I want to make it seem like that couple argues all the time, I'm going to highlight the arguments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to really go a lot of what the media does because I know how they can cut and pick and choose, And that's the hard part about like seeing behind a lot of this shit. It's like I know the games you guys are playing, and it's just funny to see so many other people fall for that,
And as the more that you see that video and you rewatch it, and how I don't even want to really get into what he was doing, but it was obviously. There was more to it than what we were told originally, and it seemed intentional. Now that it's out, and
then what's going to happen is
we all know
what's going to happen is the jurors are going to find them not guilty for whatever extreme charge they're going to charge them with.
Yeah,
and they're going to walk away, and then there's going to be more uproar saying, "You see, white cops don't get justice, and Black lives don't matter," and it's going to cause another wave of these Black Lives Matter. I'm predicting it right now because I know it's going to happen.
I can't disagree with you, man. So here in Barnum and Bailey's world, they've left for us, dude. It's not a political slogan, but yeah. Anyways, let's get to some Kamala Harris.
Uh-oh, that's my boo right there.
Yeah, homegirl. Got picked for VP. Rob.
Kamala Harris?
I want to know what Rob thinks about Kamala Harris, especially after I think he was...
You know what Joe Biden calls her? Come on, Harris.
Come on. Where did you didn't make that up?
I just made it up right now.
Come on, Harris.
Come on, Harris.
That's good.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. If
anybody uses it, that's mine.
That's right.
Trademark.
10/28 on August 19th.
Black Lives Matter could do it. I could do it.
All right. So there's a problem with Kamala Harris, and we've been talking about it. We've pointed all this stuff out in the past, and I don't think I've personally. People have, and it's out there. It's just not like it's ever hidden. Let's play this first one here, and we'll play these videos. Play them one at a time. Get them through real quick, like.
Real quick, like.
Oh, is it not? It's not. Damn it. All right, so pull it down. Don't worry about it. Oh fuck! I fucked that up because I was supposed to time code it and I didn't time code it. So this is like a 30-minute freaking thing. Anyways, but it's in the last video. So let's not get hung up on it. But essentially, we'll see it in this last video, of course. But Kamala talks about young people's stupidity. She talks about how
I know the
kids from 18 to 24 they're stupid.
They're stupid.
That's why we put them in dormitories. And the context is in which
we're laugh is scary, dude.
Well, the context is that she's talking about kids who have committed crime and forgiving those crimes. And she's like, well, we were all stupid. We make bad decisions sometimes. We're stupid anyways, when asked if she should reduce, or what would she do if she was president? Would you reduce the voting age to 16? This is a question from her town hall.
now will affect the younger generation for years to come. Do you believe that Americans should have the right to vote at age 16?
I'm really interested in having that conversation. I have to tell you that.
Look at her eyes. Her eyes
I
say
think
it all.
that there is no question that if we are looking at what is going on in our country, we are putting more responsibilities on people at a younger age. And the larger number of people that we can involve in the electoral process.
I'm real, man. Look at I'm standing in front.
Look
at her head. Anyways, yeah. I just really like to have that conversation. So
her eyes. You see her eyes, and it's just like, oh fuck. I really like to have the conversation like that. Like she did not blink. She was like, oh shit.
I feel like when she says that, that's when she's pandering.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want to say, and I get it, it's a politician thing to say, right? Like her answer would be dropping the voting age. Obviously, no. Nobody should want that.
The other way of being good at that is saying, I'm glad you asked that question.
And we'll take another one.
I'm happy you said that. You see, and it's like one of those where I'm deflecting, but I'm making you think I'm going to answer your question, but I'm totally deflecting.
That's like what Beto used to do.
Yeah.
So Kamala, this is not the force busing one. You went too quick. You went too far. Go to one up, but save that one because we're up to that one next. So Kamala, she's calling out Joe for force busing.
Yep.
We're going to just highlight some of her stuff here. We got some highlights and some lowlights.
She wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for Joe.
You think so?
If it was for Joe, she would have been dead.
I think you may be right.
She's
here.
black.
So this is Kamala calling out Joe for force busing. That's is that the right one?
No.
Joe Biden accidentally tells voters he's running something.
Can I just say Joe Biden's like fuck ups have been like the best thing. It's great, dude. So even
who's gaffing more than Joe Biden lately? Brandon the Hard-Eye Mitchell.
Oh,
got him. Got him.
I remember asking you guys to get here closer to 9.
Hey, didn't I get
David,
here?
You got here at 9:40 with a
Just
camera
about.
that we had to troubleshoot
Just
and get
about.
ready, which didn't let me get everything
I'm
ready.
just hearing
and
a
I'm
bunch of
having to
excuses.
remake everything. But, it's
hey,
no
restart
big deal.
this video
No
and
big
turn it
deal.
up.
No big deal.
Restart this video and turn
the
it up.
healthcare. We gotta get ready for the healthcare.
Yeah, get here earlier next time.
Yeah, get here earlier next time.
I asked that for
David.
a reason.
I was here, ready to go. Press play.
I'm trying to get. Y'all just chill out, man.
Come on, man.
I believe you are a racist. And I agree with you when you commit yourself to the importance of finding common ground. But I also believe, and it's personal, and I was actually it was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of two United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. And it was not only that, but you also worked with them to oppose busing.
Look, everything I have done in my career, I ran because of civil rights.
So there's that, just calling them out, which I don't think she would have.
That was like probably the biggest talk in the Democratic debate. You know what I mean? Like the way that Kamala went after Joe Biden was like the talk for the week in the news cycle. Yeah. So I don't know how people think that we're gonna forget about this and say, oh yeah, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, yeah, they're cool, they're running together now. It's like, wait, she called him a racist. She come on, guys.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Geez, this is not time stamped either. What am I thinking here? Why didn't I get any timestamps going? It doesn't matter. So, that clip was supposed to be.
I think we need to get you on the roasting block.
The thing is, I'm not too worried about it because there's a last clip that does all these lowlights and more that I don't talk about. But
is there saxophone music in the background?
There's some music. So here's another weird thing. You remember Now Justice Kavanaugh? And he had
the drunk rapist?
The drunk
rapist?
Rapist of
the
orgy
KKK
train?
Drunk rapist?
He likes beer.
He
still likes beer.
Who had a circle ring of rapists all over campus at the age of 16?
Yeah. And went to
I know him very well. What about
Catholic? Yeah, very well.
Yeah, what about him?
This is so first of all, I wanted to show you that video of Kamala saying, I believe the Biden accusers, I believe them and I strongly encourage them to come out and blah, blah, blah. And, believe all women kind of thing. And then asked, well, should Biden drop out of the race? She's like, I'm not going to tell him what to do. I wouldn't tell him.
Look, guys.
If it was
I'm
me,
not a magician.
If it was me, I would totally not drop out. But if it's him, I'm not going to tell him. But, he knows what the right thing is to do.
Look, we all have our Jiminy Cricket, okay?
Based on a credible allegation.
Very credible.
Right? Credible terror.
Very credible.
No one talks about it anymore.
If we're going off of allegations.
Right. Now, this is what I was going to talk about, the allegations. Remember Justice Kavanaugh?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you watch how he was grilled like a motherfucker?
Yep.
Like a hot
Judge
dog.
Justice now, Neil Gorsuch,
Like
was nominated by this president. He was considered by this body just last year. I did a rough kind of analysis of similarities. You both attended Georgetown Prep. You both attended very prestigious law schools. You both clerked for Justice Kennedy.
Yeah.
You were both circuit judges. You were both nominated to the Supreme Court. Okay. You were both questioned about your record.
All those good things.
The only difference is that you have been accused of sexual assault. How do you reconcile your statement about a conspiracy against you with the treatment of someone who was before this body not very long ago?
I explained that in my opening statement, Senator.
Anyways, there you go. It keeps going on for 5 minutes, right? I didn't want to play the whole 5 minutes, but I just wanted her to bring up the, you've been this. Listen, you've been Senator, Delaware, many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very bigly years.
Maybe the biggest.
You served as vice president. Somebody accused you of rape with your fingers. How do you reconcile that?
Finger rape.
You got finger raped by Joe Biden.
Look, if there is a tech deck around you, could you do a kickflip? That's all I want to know.
I probably could.
Look, Kavanaugh, if you could do a kickflip, I can tell you're a rapist.
Oh, no, I can't do it. So where are these questions that you're supposed to be asking of Joe Biden if they actually believed women? I mean, she did say that. And
he has more than just one allegation. Like, Joe Biden is a serial sniffer. Let's get that straight. He really likes to sniff. Man, we got to watch some of the Trump ads. He makes the best ads.
Well, there's nothing wrong with sniffing. It's just what he decides he wants to sniff.
No, it's just, exactly. Little girls and other people's wives.
And you know what? Nobody should have told him. Nobody should have said anything. Nope. It would have been better if we just were able to keep it amongst ourselves, in the circles, and be like, dude, don't tell anyone, but that guy is sniffing everybody, and we don't reveal it or nothing, right? And
it's almost like when you go to a jungle, you don't want to disturb the gorillas in their natural habitat. It's like, hey, don't sniff, Joe.
We've disturbed the gorilla in his habitat. And he knows we're there looking at him.
Joe's like, oh shit, they caught me sniffing again.
So how do you reconcile that, Kamala Harris? How do you reconcile the fact that you were asked to be president or vice president? Yep. You'll probably be president if you do get in there because he's not staying very long. No. How do you reconcile that? Calling him all those names, calling him basically a rapist because you believed the allegations.
A rapist and a racist.
Yeah, and he was also part of force busing you.
Yep.
Oh goodness gracious, force.
But not even that, man. Like, even when you watch some of the things he argued in the past, just I don't know. Joe Biden just has too much on him to run for president. That guy...
I don't think he has too much on him. He has not anything with him up here mentally.
Well, no, and what I mean is, his hands are dirty. Have you...
You got a Biden body count?
Not that I want to bring up Millie Weaver again, but she got arrested, right?
Yeah, but okay, I had a theory. So I heard about this. Okay, so Millie Weaver got indicted or whatever.
Yeah.
She got taken from home and she got arrested, and it was from her mother who said that she stole a cell phone from her, but
this was 6 months back.
6 months back or whatever. And that's what that was all about.
Yeah,
domestic violence and burglary or some shit, right?
From 6 months back.
Yeah, 6 months back.
I keep hitting the TV. Babe.
And then, on some sort of YouTube video pops up with a comment that's like, I'm Millie Weaver's mom. This is what happened. I didn't press charges. There's something that's happening or whatever, right? I totally forgave her and we dropped charges because we did call the cops and everything. But some reason, now that's the only as far as you've heard from the mom, right?
Well, and so even there's a lot. That's why.
But now she has this documentary called Spygate out.
Shadowgate.
Shadowgate.
Yes.
But what's more likely? the government. She put out a documentary about, I don't know, shadow governments, right?
Well, it's not just a shadow government. It's how the shadow government is using technology to spy on people.
Okay, right.
To benefit off of them and what they've been doing from Ukraine.
But okay, so my point is like, do you believe that she put out a video revealing all this stuff and the government didn't like it so much that they put false charges on her and her sales, the sales of her movie went up? Or she knew that she can get this going, had the mom do this, say that I would do this, and then it reveals the way it does now just for the views and the clicks.
I would go with the first one.
You think the government's going to fucking...
Mainly because, did you see what they did to Roger Stone?
The thing
did
is...
you see what they've done to so many people?
Yeah, but
to
that's
Alex Jones, to Tucker Carlson.
But that's nothing. Dude, who is Millie Weaver? She's a third-rate fucking InfoWars.
I don't know,
host.
man.
She's so lame. Have you ever actually watched any Millie Weaver videos? Because I was into watching some of these videos. Caitlyn Bennett, Millie Weaver.
Yeah.
Like Caitlyn Bennett, she's so fucking annoying.
Millie
Weaver doesn't know what she's talking about.
To me, it isn't the fact that it's them. It's the reason that they're very, like, I guess, important right now is that they're the closest thing people can get to Alex Jones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like they're still breaking some news. Like, a lot of the things that she said in the Shadowgate video are true.
Yeah.
I know, like, I've read...
I know it in my heart.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to go that extreme, but it's like, I have read the documents and talked to people who can verify a lot of the same things that she was saying. There's things that I feel like she's off and not on point.
So either way, if you feel like there are parts where she's off, you think it's flawed. Well, now, if this was a pure government conspiracy and she's like revealing it, and the government, it's easier for her to be like wisped away because she's associated with Alex Jones already, so people don't take her seriously half the time. So which one's more believable? The government's after her, or that she set this whole thing up so that she can sell her stupid ass movie?
Again, I'm going with the first one.
Oh,
mainly because
this is where we're gonna have to split off.
No, and I'm saying mainly because when you think about it,
we got to move on.
Your perception of she's already crazy.
I don't think no. It's not that she's
you.
already crazy. It's that there's already, like, if the government was going to do this, they'd be like, listen, people are not going to believe her anyways because she's like a InfoWars gal.
But people do believe her because mainly she's an InfoWars gal.
That's not a. There's probably a majority of people don't, and that's all it takes to discredit
There's
somebody.
a bigger majority that do. I bet you. I will bet you $100. There's a bigger majority that do than don't.
Anyways, so. Millie Weaver, we're talking about it. There's our take on Millie Weaver. I think she faked it. But here is Kamala Harris. What was the funny? Come on, Harris.
Come on, Harris.
But here she is on Colbert, saying that she did those things and said those things because it was a debate.
It's a debate.
Because in those debates, you landed haymakers.
You
on
just
Joe
punched
Biden.
him metaphorically.
His teeth were like chiclets all over the stage. And now I believe you that you're fully supportive of him. How does that transition happen? How do you go from being such a passionate opponent on such bedrock principles for you? And now you guys seem to be pals.
You guys.
It was a debate.
Not everybody landed punches like you did, though.
It was a debate.
So you don't mean it?
It was a debate. The whole reason, literally, it was a debate.
See, she's not answering the question.
I understand.
Traveled to the debate. There were journalists there covering the debate where there would be a debate of differences of opinion and issues. Okay. I am 1,000% supportive of Joe Biden.
Never answered the question.
I will, again, do everything.
Never answered the question.
Okay, there you go.
That's what deflection looks like in politics.
And I 100% believe you. Yeah,
just keep sucking.
Just say those 4 words. It was a debate.
Man, I used to like Stephen Colbert, dude. There's so can I be like? So this is another thing I like about Trump.
We don't have much time for your rant, but go for it.
I was gonna say this is the one thing I like about Trump. He's really exposed where people are. people like Colbert, who I thought were serious, are really just on the side of money. They just
Yeah.
say the things that get them the most money. That's it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, the panders.
Yeah.
Like I said, dude, she's a pandering motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I like Trump because he's exposed a lot of it.
He's exposed a lot of it?
Yeah.
I mean, he does say that she's phony.
Well, no,
phony Kamala Harris.
what I
is
mean
pretty
is
accurate.
people hate Trump so much that their pandering is so obvious.
I just don't want Trump to be in office anymore because
I agree with what you're about to say.
I'm just sick of people being assholes all the time. And if it, you know, okay, you know what, you guys win. You know what, I don't want your fucking orange guy in the office anymore. If that's gonna make you happy, if it's gonna stop all this
that's
crap,
all it takes.
But you know what? That's what it's gonna take, right? And then they'll never give up that power.
Nope. And then it's gonna be one more thing.
Never mind. Never mind.
Trump, baby, 2020.
Watch the lowlights.
They're turning the frogs gay. They're turning the.
All right, shut up. Shut up, you fucking Alex Jones motherfucker. Lowlights of Harris. You're gonna love this here. We've seen some of these clips, but it's okay.
How is she
It's going to be about literally our health and whether we live or die.
Thank you, guys. And my pronouns are she, her, and hers.
She, her, and her?
Yeah, Candace.
Mine too.
So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy. This was a little controversial in San Francisco. What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24?
This is the one.
They are stupid. They make really bad decisions.
Do you believe that Americans should have the right to vote at age 16?
I'm really interested in having that conversation.
Convicted in prison, like the Boston Marathon bomber, on death row, people who are convicted of sexual assault, they should be able to vote?
I think we should have that conversation.
She thinks we should do away with the Electoral College. Do you agree with that?
I think that I'm open to the discussion. I am prepared to get rid of the filibuster to pass a Green New Deal.
But would you support changing the dietary guidelines?
Yes.
You know, the food pyramid. What people
Yes.
To reduce red meat specifically.
Yes, I would.
So would you ban offshore drilling?
Yes.
Do you ban plastic straws?
I think we should.
Why not?
Assault weapons that are already in circulation. What do you do about those?
We have to have a buyback program, and I support a mandatory buyback program.
Victory that you have a Republican like
Kamala Harris calling the attack an attempted modern-day lynching.
Which tweet? What tweet?
about Jussie Smollett.
Right. I should comment on that.
Okay, so I will say this about that case. I think that the facts are still unfolding.
Senator, do you have any comments on
lynching.
Jussie Smollett? Do you have any comments about it?
Look at their eyes.
Respect.
Like I said, all you got to do is look at these people's eyes, and that would tell you that they are liars.
I don't know. You can't just look in their eyes.
Bro, if you know how to read body language, that's all you need.
I can read body language. Who doesn't read body language? That's like all we do in life is read body language.
I read body language like a book, dude.
All right, post office. We got to get into post office, and that will
Fuck
be
the
it.
post office. Defund the post office. Give the money to the people. What else do we need?
Yeah.
What else do we need?
Yeah.
Defund everything, man.
Well,
Fuck
maybe
it. We don't need anything.
Take it easy.
Defund everything. Give the
Did
people
you hear?
the money.
Did you hear the latest conspiracy theory by the
Yes,
Democrats?
they're putting locks on them, and we're shipping little Mexican boys to have sex with Jeffrey Epstein on a different
That's
island.
not
with
it.
Weinstein.
Some of that is no.
Did you hear? Did you hear
Trump
Michelle Obama praising Weinstein? Remember that I sent you guys those videos.
Well, they are
What a
like,
bitch.
this guy's fucking on fire today. I think the freetailed him. All right, let's play this supercut. It's the ultimate conspiracy out there. Trump is stealing the mailboxes. He's taking it for democracy's sake.
Say it directly. Is this an attempt by the president, do you believe, to interfere in the election?
Absolutely. That are choking the post office, slowing it down.
They will destroy the postal service. They'll do it because they don't want people to vote.
This is nothing but a naked power grab to make sure that he can't be voted out of office.
Do you yet have any evidence? What, if any, evidence have you seen?
I can tell you, based on my reporting, we only have reports so far of these machines being removed.
You want to look at where those machines were taken down. What precincts were these machines taken down?
How many mailboxes were removed? Where are the mail sorting machines? What did you replace them with? Are they being replaced?
We're on to everything he's doing.
All of this seems perfectly planned to disenfranchise people.
That's absolutely what this is.
I mean, it's incredibly widespread. It's affecting every single region of the country.
If he does not win, he's going to say that it was a fraudulent election.
It is a massive
effort at voter suppression in front of our eyes.
And quite frankly, if you keep this slowdown happening, people will die.
We're talking about mortality because of this postal crisis.
He is, in effect, putting his knee on the neck of American democracy.
This will be the shame of the Republican Party for generations.
This is a crisis.
It's shocking.
It is terrifying.
It's absolutely disgusting.
It's personal. I mean, I started writing, I was writing all these thank you notes when the show started. And I've got people now who just got them. I've been on for 4 weeks.
They say this is normal business procedure,
Bullshit.
that these machines are being
Just sent them
removed
out
and
last week.
reallocated.
No, that's how bad the Postal Service is. That's why we need to defund
with
them.
a straight face has described this move as normal business adjustments.
Exactly.
Normal
business adjustments. That's what they said.
No government agency has jurisdiction over the truth.
Oh shit. No government.
They knew the entire time, man.
Dude.
Mulder and Scully.
You know what? You can skip that next video there because there's a wacko he chained himself to a mailbox. But he just took a picture. It's like, so you know, he's not getting this one. You know, he's not getting this one because Trump's taking him. I think he was a congressman or something, Democrat congressman. Who gives a crap about that?
Pandering.
So the USPS has lost $69 billion over the last 11 fiscal years, including $3.9 billion in fiscal year 2018. The United States Postal Service's total unfunded liabilities and debt is totals of $143 billion at the end of the fiscal year 2018 have grown to double its annual revenue.
Damn.
And as you can see there from this here, I'll tell you why the government ran post office isn't doing so great.
Why?
I'll tell you. They're run by the government.
Uh-huh.
It seems pretty easy. I mean, why is FedEx and UPS done so well?
Because they're not ran by the government.
Because they're not run by the government.
Nope. Anybody knows that.
So why all of a sudden does the left want to save a failing government constitution? Former host of this show, I saw him posting up something about wanting to save the USPS a couple weeks ago. It was interesting. I was like, why is he trying to do that? Like, people... I know that he sells things or whatever, right? I buy things all the time, and they're shipped through USPS. Like my leather company ships through USPS. They got plenty of business still, but it's not enough. It's not enough. They've lost $69 billion. That's a lot of money. It's $69 billion.
69,
my man.
It's if it's the narrative, make them the victim because Trump, whatever. And that's the only reason people care about the USPS is because the media. The media has such a control on people that it's fucking embarrassing, dude. I'm pretty sure China and other places in the world look at America as a laughing stock for all the shit that we're doing. You see that pool party in Wuhan they're doing where the fucking breakout happened? They're doing like a EDM pool party where the Wuhan virus came from.
And what are you talking about? Where did
Google
you see
it.
this?
EDM Wuhan. They're doing a pool party literally where it fucking broke out. We're a laughing stock. We're a laughing stock in the world, dude. That's literally where it broke out.
What the hell's going on here? So are we looking at this on this? Can they see this with us? Wuhan China pool rave attracts thousands in city where COVID was discovered.
We're a laughing stock in the world. COVID-19, like my
massive water park party.
Like Brian is saying, dude, this that's why I'm saying I kind of agree with him. This is a fucking hoax.
Wuhan host massive water party, or they gave it to us and they kept the vaccine to themselves just to fuck around with us and take us down. It was ground zero, and the coronavirus pandemic underwent the world's first and arguably strictest lockdown. Now the central Chinese city of Wuhan appears to have moved on from the virus as thousands of revelers gathered in an open-air water park for an electronic music festival without any mask or social distancing measures in sight.
Nope.
Oh, God. Over the weekend, the Wuhan Maya Beach water park was filled with partygoers eating bats. No, that's not in there. There's swimsuits and bunched together, shoulder to shoulder.
There's videos that have been taken down of people saying that there is no virus. The people in China saying there's no virus. And those videos are being taken down like
But why would Fauci lie to us?
Well, think about it.
Why?
I'm telling you, why do you think they're going after Trump so hard? Because he's trying to get money out of Big Pharma. What do you think they're going to do with the Wuhan thing? Oh, there's another big virus you need to get medicine from, then we get more money from you. That's another thing you put in your pocket that we get to charge you from. And this was going to be the big thing to get more money out of Americans. I'm telling you, dude, all this shit is
life
rigged.
has gradually returned to normal since the metropolis of 11 million people in Hubei province lifted a stringent 76-day lockdown in early April. The city hasn't reported any new cases since mid-May. Weren't they Okay, first of all, I'm not trusting anything that I hear out of China these days, first of all.
Me either. Me either.
Weren't we seeing videos of people being pulled away like from their houses and shit, and they're like locking people?
Yeah, locking people in their houses.
Because people died sitting in their houses.
And
probably.
Fauci said they did it right.
Well, they did it right.
They did it right.
Listen here. When we talk about the people in Wuhan,
look, you know those damn chinks, they can't see any better, so they did it right.
He called them chinks?
Yeah.
Damn, Faucio. You
Yo,
crazy.
Faucio, man, he doesn't care. He's a New Yorker.
All right. So why all of a sudden does the left want to say
Brandon's
the failing?
like, fuck, I got to edit that out.
Yeah. We got 4 fucking minutes left and we're out of here. So we won't even get to any of our other stuff. So we got to play that video that I saved.
Yes.
We'll have to get to it next week. I thought an hour would be enough time to do stuff, but no, we'll talk about it after the break when we're be live on Facebook and YouTube still.
Yes.
If you're watching Channel 10, we'll continue on. This video is just for you guys out there. This is somebody you guys all know. You may hate him, you may love him. And he's here in Austin. He lives in Austin.
I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know who this guy is.
But this guy will do something funny for you. And let's watch it.
The dirtiest city. If you guys can see the river that I see.
It looks like a hobbit would walk out from under it. But now you go down here, there's needles and feces and hepatitis everywhere. Look at this.
Why don't they have an organization in the city here, if they're talking about community organizing, to just clean stuff up?
They get 30-something times the money they got 50 years ago for the homeless here or more, and none of it goes to them. The Democrats siphon it all off, and they steal every damn bit of it.
Yeah, this is filthy. This is not what it was.
You smell that piss?
Yeah, I do. I smell that bum piss.
But you know what that bum piss really is? That's the smell of the dander of dust mites. I hate the smell.
I don't know. I thought it was just bum piss is bad enough. I think bum piss is worse than dust mites. You have dust
I'm
mites
allergic
on your
to bum
clothes.
piss. I'm serious.
Oh, you need some water?
Oh my God. I'm serious. I smell that shit. I can't do it.
No, I have some, but let's. I guess we can stop right here in front of the.
Jesus Christ. No, I wasn't putting on an actor. That smell, man.
Really smell actually that? Play it back to when he reaches again.
Like Pete, you guys want to? Let's cross here. I think this
is not what it is.
We'll finish off the show
middle
with
class people that got laid off or lost their jobs. They've never gotten any of this magical stimulus money.
Right. Yeah. So you're saying?
Geez, I don't know. It's.
So there was a big BLM riot. It was the George Floyd riots.
1908. That's
yeah, this is early on.
Yeah. So
just click on the link again.
Oh, that Jesus.
Yeah, it smelled like.
Oh, there you go. Let's go back just a little bit from there.
We're going to be the only people in the city who.
Yeah.
Bum piss is bad enough. I think bum piss is worse than dust mites.
Why don't you slow down? Could you do that? Go to that.
But the left wrecks everything.
But I also don't believe in littering. I don't know about you. I get pissed when I see someone throw something out their window.
5 years ago, this was all beautiful.
It was beautiful. My brother went to UT. I was going to say, this is probably the dirtiest city. If you guys can see the river that I see.
It looks like a hobbit would walk out from under it. But now you go down here, there's needles and feces and hepatitis everywhere. Look at this.
Why don't they have an organization in the city here?
We're going to get out of here, but we're going to stick around.
They get 30-something times the money they got 50 years ago for the homeless here or more, and none of it goes to them. The Democrats siphon it all off, and they steal every damn bit of it.
Cut out while we watch this video some more. I think it's hilarious. Hilarious. So,
if you're on Channel 10, join us on YouTube.
We're done. We're off the air. We're off the air.
Oh.
58:30.
Okay.
Anyways.
Well, let's keep going. What the fuck, dude? Alex, yeah.
Well, we have to sign off for the TV. That's why we had to cut in on that.
Oh, I was thinking we were off at 59 for some reason. I'm sorry.
I don't think so.
Anyways, we're back on. We're still on, right?
Yeah, we're still live on.
All right, great.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Why is Stephen Carter wearing such tight pants?
Yeah, he's a fagel.
Did
you hear that Owen Benjamin thinks he's a gay?
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Owen Benjamin is like
these state attorney generals like Letitia James and like the crazy lady in St. Louis.
Police. Basically, this guy walks like down Cesar Chavez.
It looks like a hobbit.
also don't believe in littering. I don't know about you, I get pissed when I see someone throw something out their window.
5 years ago, this was all beautiful.
It was beautiful. My brother went to UT. I was going to say, this is probably the dirtiest city. If you guys can see the river that I've seen.
It looks like a hobbit would walk out from under it. But now you go down here, there's needles and feces and hepatitis everywhere. Look at this.
Why don't they have an organization in the city here, if they're talking about community organizing, to just clean stuff up?
They get 30-something times the money they got 50 years ago for the homeless here or more, and none of it goes to them. The Democrats siphon it all off, and they steal every damn bit of it.
Yeah, this is filthy. This is not what it was.
You smell that piss?
Yeah, I do. I smell that bum piss.
But you know what that bum piss really is? That's the smell of the dander of dust mites. I hate the smell.
I don't know. I thought it was just bum piss is bad enough. I think bum piss is worse than dust mites.
Hey, press pause. If you go down to where the closed captioning, where it's that red thing, yeah, click on that, and you can go playback speed. Yeah, right in the middle, and then you can go slow down. Like, yeah, do like point play it back.
To just
and no, really is. That's.
I think.
Yeah,
I think bum piss is worse than dust mites.
Go back.
You have dust mites. Bum piss is bad.
Smell that piss?
You smell that
piss?
I do.
I smell that bum piss.
You know what that bum piss really is? That's the smell of the dander of dust mites. I hate the smell.
I don't know. I thought it was just bum piss is bad enough. I think bum piss is worse than dust mites.
Dude, okay, I think we need to do like a segment where we listen to Alex Jones like slow down, because it sounds so funny to listen to him slow down. Could you go like somewhere in the middle of the video and just...
This has surpassed the Detroit riots because of such concentrated violence, but it's definitely more at a national level. Now, let me say this. This is one thing where I think sometimes you and I disagree. I agree with what you're talking about, and obviously the funding from Black Lives Matter, very well funded. Antifa, the people who showed up yesterday. But I still think that a lot of these looters and a lot of this damage is not paid for and organized.
They're just opportunists.
Opportunists.
No, I agree with you. But Soros and these groups and the media saying it's legitimate to loot and attack people, they trigger it. And then once it starts, that's how it runs wild. In fact,
Right,
3 years ago, we got secret George
the bum piss part was pretty fucking funny, though. God.
I have not laughed that hard in a while.
Yeah, me too. It got better. It got better.
But yeah, and then, okay, so even, like I said, Michelle Obama praising fucking Harvey Weinstein in that speech.
Well, maybe they actually didn't know that he was a fucking pederast.
Oh, come on.
No, yeah, I mean, you don't know everything. You'd be surprised to... yeah, you missed that one earlier, but that's okay. Well, I was talking about how, like, you know, Antifa will suppress speech, but you know, you'll see these kids, whether or not they're Antifa or not, we don't know because they're not dressed up like they don't have the costume. And then they'll interrupt George Shapiro.
George Shapiro.
George Shapiro, and he had his, people don't like him because he's a Nazi or whatever. And they'll stand in front where everyone's trying to watch a speech they probably, paid for or something. And they come in and just stand there and get in the way. Suppressing speech.
Stupid kid. Calling
the guy a fascist. Like, that's rich as fuck.
And I love how, like, these 23-year-olds are like, I know way more than this guy. He doesn't know. It's like, come on, man. You have not lived long enough to fucking act the way you're acting.
You want to play that video real quick? I guess since you have it up.
Trans man woman. Morons. Thank you.
Oh, you got him, Ben. George. All right, that's it. Yeah, look, they really stood up to Ben Shapiro, I'm gonna tell my grandkids about that.
They're so dumb, man. It's like, you know, I think
do people see that like after they were there and they like watch this and they go, "Fuck yeah,
yeah,
fuck yeah." Hey, Brandon, did you see me on that video, bro?
I did, man. I did. You were so brave. I'm so proud of you.
Fucking stood up to that fucking Nazi.
You showed him
the fucking Nazi,
the fucking Nazi Jew.
So and that's what I'm saying, dude. It's like, what is that gonna do? You're not gonna do anything by doing that. You're just fucking a nuisance. Yeah. That's all you are.
Just a fucking annoying.
Wait,
a fucking annoying.
Real quick, is that guy still working there? The guy who was on Louder with Crowder?
Come on, man.
Oh, sorry. Jeez, it's because I drink beer. Maybe I should stop drinking beer. What guy? The guy that was on that worked? No. He left a long time ago.
Really? What happened?
The guy had a fucking drinking problem, dude. Like, I would smell fucking booze on the guy's breath while I'm, like, showing him to do stuff, and I would tell, like, my boss, I'm like, oh. First of all, he wasn't doing well. Mm-hmm. He didn't retain any knowledge, which is terrible for someone learning a new job. Yep. And I have to keep reminding him how to do things over and over. And I was like, man, this guy's not really good. I mean, he smells like booze. Mm-hmm. It's like 10 in the morning. Mm-hmm. And he would, like, take off to the bathroom a lot with his backpack, Another sign that I was there to see. But anyways, that's what he had was doing that stuff.
And that's what I'm saying, man. Like, a lot of these leftist people who are on the streets, this and that, there's a reason why they're low lives doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's and there's a reason why they're always like, oh, poor me, I'm a victim, pity me, is because they're just pieces of shit. Sadly, it's true. And I've yet to meet someone who's I'm going to restrain from what I'm going to say. But they are very unfit people sometimes. I would just say that much.
Unfit people?
Yes. In the sense of they don't know how to engage with people, with things, with stuff. Like, they don't know how to treat their sexuality, so they go crazy. They don't know how to treat their stuff, so they're unhinged. There's something wrong in the head.
If you guys are watching us live, we're still live. Call the number down. We're in after hours now. We're technically not on the air. We're on the air, but our main show lies with public access right now, and y'all get to see that. But we're on public access once again. Here's my beautiful bonsai, hibiscus bonsai. It has got some good. It's got some good shape so far. Some good movement. I gotta bend the trunk a little bit more.
Gotta bend that trunk.
There's
a lot of junk in that trunk.
And what I'll do also is cut when the flowers start. When you see these little flower buds. When these flower buds start happening, I'm gonna cut them off before they even start growing, because I want this tree to focus on growing more, and it's it puts a lot of focus and energy into growing a flower and then flowering it, and it only lasts a day.
Really,
the flowers mostly, they flower for one day, maybe two. And then they don't open up. They close at night. They open up during the day, and then they die off. And then that's it. That's its whole life cycle. All for what? Some beautiful flowers, which you'll want it to flower later on in life. But for now, let's focus on its growth. So I'll cut it off, and hopefully it'll keep growing more leaves instead.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I cut some of these leaves in half.
Yeah, my wife is all in. Like, she does all that at home, and we have like a little garden at home and all that. Yeah, but it's very interesting how, like, she's growing an avocado right now. And it's just weird how, like,
I've got an avocado.
Shit just grows.
Well, it's cool, man. I've never grown an avocado from seed. I mean, I've tried it many times where you put the toothpicks in and put it in the water.
Yeah, that.
And then you let the roots grow, and then it grows enough of a stalk you can throw it in some soil. I started from the soil, straight up. Like, I was like, okay, I'm going to try this from the soil. I put it in the soil, just a little up off the soil. Excuse me. And just watered it. And then eventually it cracked open a bit. And then the sprout came up, and then it's a pretty big seedling.
Wow. How long have you had it?
I really started my journey with, like, planting stuff in April. So everything is before or after April. But I'm a quick study, my friend. I get down and I learn.
So during the COVID.
Yeah, COVID sort of brought it on because I've always been into plants, dude. I've kept tomatoes, and I have a bush outside. I have a Viton Texas lilac at home. That was my first big one, big bush, which I'm gonna bonsai some of it.
So
by the way,
so you're letting everybody know that you have a big bush.
I got a big bush,
massive bush. Okay,
my bush is the biggest. But anyways,
this is the biggest bush.
Yeah, look, you got some pretty pictures of hibiscus bonsai there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So, how do they make tea out of that?
Well, you take the flowers and then you steep them.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. It's just that. And, it absorbs some of the color. It's a little sweet, but hardly noticeable, If you add some sugar to it, it really brings out the sweetness. But yeah, it's good. It's floral, man. It's great. Should we go back to talking about mail-in voting here a bit?
Or...
What are you doing over there?
The bum piss.
Oh, I was just doing some little technical advice section to another show.
Oh yeah, Ricardo.
Journalism.
Yeah, man, I dang old called these guys up and they didn't help me with shit.
So what do you think about Trump pardoning Susan B. Anthony?
Oh yeah, well it's just another one of them. Like what do they call them? Publicity stunts, It's just, does he really care about Susan B. Anthony? No. He just said, hey, who should I pardon? I don't have that many pardons, but I can do them,
Obama did like 9,000.
He did like 1 million, and he's a freaking canyon, fucking, I don't know.
You're like, I'm an American. I can do more than that.
I fucking figured I can just keep going, man. I can tell you what, sure. I thought I'd go Susan B. Anthony. She's on the golden $1 coin, right? Yeah, she's... Susie, yeah, she's on the... No, the Sacagawea is on the...
Do you think he's going to pardon Snowden?
He said, I've talked about it, but... Okay, so there's a couple camps. Like, okay, they call him a traitor, but he's a whistleblower.
Yeah.
Like, that's a whistleblower. That, like... Is it... What did he do that was traitorous? By revealing it, or...
Yeah. And that's what they're saying. He's a traitor for revealing it. For showing it.
She's got her own $1 coin. Not the golden coin, the $1 coin. It's quite a nice coin there. I like that. 1981.
It's very curvaceous.
Curvaceous.
It's a thick coin.
In God we trust.
She had a thick coin.
Yeah, it's even got like the eagle on the moon backing on it, which is sort of cool.
It's so cool.
That's on like the back of a $50, isn't it? What's on the back of a $50? We got weird coins, don't we?
I know.
Reverse $50.
Do you ever think about like in like the next 100 years they're gonna study our coins? Hey, there
President
you go.
Trump coin.
Dumb.
Oh no, that's right. It's more like that one. Yeah. The big JFK. Insignia of the
JFK.
And that's is that the presidential seal?
Mm-hmm. Sure does look like it.
Double die. Oh my goodness. Yeah, $50. There's the bicentennial one. Nice. Well, anyways, yeah. Sort of off on a tangent here.
Yeah, and like I think he should pardon Snowden. I think there's a lot more that we can learn from what's going on. And like I said, so the two people. So I don't know if you watched Shadowgate from Millie Weaver, but
you have to pay for it.
No, it's on Band.video.
Oh, okay.
But the two people who she interviews in that documentary are pretty much like Snowden's friends. Like they did the same thing he did and all that. And they were a part of the unmasking of Michael Flynn and everything that went on with Obamagate, Russiagate, whatever you want to call it. They weren't involved in it mainly because they were being told to unseal these documents. They were being told. So these are two people who were doing these things. And then and so that's why I was like, wow, this is a really good documentary because she's getting it from firsthand sources who were doing it. You know what I mean?
Well, interesting. It warrants at the very least a watch or an attempt to watch. I just have so much shit to watch already with the fucking rewatch party. Yeah. We gotta watch Back to the Future too.
That's a good one though.
Well, yeah. Right now we're in a good one. I gotta come up with some funny jokes. All right, man. I was killing it with the Charlize Theron Atomic Blonde one, dude.
Oh man,
that was a fun one for me. I kept making jokes about like women getting beat. I was like, man, Chris Brown saw that one and he was like, damn, that's because she got beat up so bad.
He was like,
even Chris Brown was like, god damn. Even Ray Rice was like, oh fuck, man, take it easy, man.
I don't want to go that hard. Your Ray Rice one had something to do with an elevator. Too. Like you worked that in.
Oh, I worked that in with the elevator?
Yeah, it was pretty good. As terrible as it was, it worked.
Dude, he beat the fuck out of that chick.
Yep.
What a fucking terrible asshole.
Yep. That's the kind of shit that, again, it's like even going back to that whole Me Too stuff, and it's like one of the biggest people who should be on the Me Too chopping block is President Clinton, and the photos were released with him getting massaged by the Epstein victim.
Deal.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, how are they not going after this guy? How is the Me Too movement not saying fuck this guy and Hillary?
Can you pull up Bill Clinton's Slick Willie's DNC speech? You don't have to say Slick Willie.
Slick Willie.
What speech?
DNC speech.
And he fucking talked shit to Trump about
this calls out. Maybe find it on YouTube instead of going through CNN.
CNN is
he straight up tells people like, oh yeah, how Donald Trump isn't
how to act in the Oval Office. Now look, you can get your dick sucked in the Oval Office, Trump, but
go to
there you go. DNC, the Trump acts like the buck never. That one.
Oh yeah, movement watches though, man.
Hey, those are good watches.
Ben Shapiro used to always say those are good watches. Now they don't sponsor him anymore, and he says Vincero watches.
Is it because he's a racist?
I bought one of those though.
Oh yeah, movement watch.
Yeah,
is it good?
Yeah,
to tell you how hot it is outside.
Yeah, exactly. No, it doesn't.
Fucker. I missed it. That's all right. Just play it.
Good evening. A presidential election is the world's most important job interview. At the end, we hire a leader to help us solve problems, create opportunities, and give our kids better tomorrows. That's a tall order this year.
Hold up a second.
With the COVID-19
outbreak, let's just turn it down while he talks. Like, who gives a shit about what this guy says? Like, you know what? He's literally reading a script.
Yep.
Like, they're all reading scripts.
How did Donald Trump
anyone
respond?
can read these. Who gives a
first
flying
he said the virus
fuck
was under control.
what this guy has to say right now?
And all of
unless
these
it's
are
like the truth.
When he didn't.
Yeah,
he was on TV every day bragging on what a great job he was doing.
Exactly.
While our scientists waited to give us vital information.
Our scientists.
When he didn't like the expert advice he was given, he ignored it. Only when COVID exploded in even more states did he encourage people to wear masks. By then, many more were dying. When asked about the surge in deaths, he shrugged and said, "It is what it is." But did it have to be this way? No.
You
COVID hit
got
us
a
much harder
blowjob
than
in
it
the
had to.
oral office.
We have just 4% of the world's population, but 25% of the world's COVID cases. Our unemployment rate is more than twice as high as South Korea's, 2.5 times the United Kingdom's.
Who doesn't want us to go back to work?
Japan's.
You?
Donald Trump says we're leading the world.
This is their fucking platform. Turn it back down.
See, and it's like, you're calling it out now after COVID.
This is their platform, dude. Trump is a bad guy. Orange man, bad. This is their platform.
That's it.
You guys gotta believe me. Let me just tell you guys. I'm trying to do Clinton. I'm Bill Clinton. And let me tell you guys how bad that man Donald Trump is. He called me a rapist. And you know what? A rapist at least boned 15 people against their will. I'm only about 13. There's no way that I'm a pedophile rapist.
13, just like the age of the women I rape.
13's my favorite age.
Yeah, 13, that's my number right there.
There's just one thing that I just want to tell y'all. He's a piece of shit. And we should just get that guy out of office. He just wants to grab pussies and tell y'all to drink bleach, but y'all know better, right? Y'all know better. I was president for a very long time, and now I'm not because I'm Bill Clinton.
But I didn't do it.
You know what? He was impeached. Oh, no, but he was impeached at his last...
I think so.
His last term.
Yeah.
Trump, if he does get reelected, he's going to be first again. First president to be impeached and then be reelected.
I think.
God, I hope that doesn't happen. I'm just so sick of the fucking crap. Like, just because you support some Republican things, it's like, oh, Trump is not the Republican Party. Right now he is, but he's not.
Even the Republican Party doesn't really side with Trump.
He's their puppet.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, so far. I mean, there's a lot of things that I feel like he should have done
Just fucking so sick of it. But what will happen if Joe Jorgensen's fucking president?
What happens if Joe Biden is Kamala Harris is president?
Come on,
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, the only reason I'm voting for Trump is because I believe that he is. I believe the next 4 years will be better because he's not going to have all the.
Hey, listen, this is Bill Clinton again. Slick Willie.
I'm sorry.
Slick Willie. Now let me tell you something, boy. Now, as soon as Biden is voted president, he's elect. In January when he swears in. I don't know, he got a little broken for a second. When he swears in.
He's like a Fauci,
when he swears in. Let me talk here. All right, I'm here. I don't know how he got into Dr. Fauci. It's Fauci, Bill Clinton. When he becomes office, Black lives will matter again? Sorry, I got way off, didn't I? Listen here, boy. Black lives are going to matter again. The protests are going to stop. And I'm Bill Clinton. Vote for me. All right.
No, man. Like it's just frustrating when
all the protests will stop. You're all going to appreciate me very much. I'm Bill Clinton.
It's just frustrating when you see the hypocrisy with the left. You know what I mean? Like, and you even saw that with what we saw earlier with the white girl saying, talking shit to the black cop.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, he's a part of the problem and he's this. And it's like any way to make that's the frustrating part about the left is that they're like slimes. Is you can't hold on to them because they always have a way to get out of an argument that, well, it's them or it's this or it's the system or they're this and they're that. And they and a lot of them are younger white people. And to me, it just looks like what's going on right now is that we're resurfacing, or what we're doing is we're planting new racism. What's going to happen is a lot of these people are going to start hating black people because of everything that's going on, and all we're doing is fostering another black versus white racist thing.
Well, speaking of racist, to take away mailboxes from, Democrat cities and black neighborhoods is pretty racist, I think.
Depends if they're being used or not.
Exactly what I was going to mention here. What I wanted to bring in here was what we were talking about before the break here. So why all of a sudden does the left want to save the USPS, right? I mean, it can't be because they think folks shouldn't go outside of their homes to vote. I mean, hell, you can go outside and protest against police brutality, fine, but there's no way you can vote in person. So this whole mail-in voting thing is just, trying. Here's the problem here. I'm all over the place, but Trump says absentee ballot, fucking great. He's, I have to vote from New York because I live there and, I don't live here, and he's going to vote for himself. Could you vote for I guess you could vote for yourself,
yeah, why
right?
wouldn't you?
It's funny if he didn't vote for himself. He fucked up and
have you ever watched
Kamala.
Are you a Parks and Recreation fan?
Yeah, of course.
There's an episode where Bobby Newport and Leslie Knope and Bobby Newport's like, I'm voting for Leslie. And everybody laughs, and Leslie Knope is like, are you really voting for me? He's like, well, yeah, you can't vote for yourself. That's not right.
That's right. And she lost by like one vote.
Oh, well, she beat him.
Oh.
She lost, and then they did a recount, and she actually beat him.
Recount.
And then they impeached her. To me, if you watch Parks and Recreation, the episode like those episodes where they impeach Leslie Knope, it looks like what they're doing with Trump.
Oh yeah,
like everything they're doing, the way they spin all the things, it shows you.
Jam is like Nancy Pelosi,
exactly.
Councilman Jam.
The way they stall.
You got jammed.
You got jammed.
Yeah, and he's like
and that's what I'm saying. It's like
he's got skinny features and like real high cheekbone, like sunken in cheekbones and shit. Yeah, not sinking in, but raised out. Anyways, what's the difference between mail-in voting, universal mail-in voting, and absentee voting? Because they're like, well, Trump likes mail-in voting. He absentee votes.
Well, I thought absentee is when
I can tell you
when you want to vote, and absentee is when they automatically just send you it in the mail.
Absentee ballot. And there's a couple of different absentee ballots. There's a no excuse absentee ballot, absentee, and then there's the regular. And basically, you have to apply for it, and you have a certain amount of reasons that you can provide. Right. One of them is like, I'm not going to be in town, or I'm going to be on vacation, or I'm sick or incapacitated, I'm dying, and I'm on my deathbed, like those kind of things. That's an absentee ballot. and they'll usually approve it, and then you get one during enough time to send it in and vote. Then there's that no excuse one, which is exactly how it sounds. No excuse, you get an absentee ballot, which some people will call that mail-in voting.
Yeah.
We'll just give it to people.
Yeah, that's what I thought that was.
And then you have universal mail-in voting, which is people, states or in counties just send it off to every registered voter.
That's what I think it is.
Yeah. Well, that's what universal mail-in voting is,
Yes.
and it's not absentee voting. You have to be approved for that based on a reason, and if you don't, it's fraud, which we'll get into a little bit. But I know some folks that I know trying to revitalize the USPS that we talked about earlier in the show, but they're also all for this mail-in voting, which I'm down. Why not? Why not universal mail-in voting? Like, I can see the flaws in it. You know, what's the big deal? You know, why not have it? And
it's just the way that it could be corrupted.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can essentially send them out to every registered voter. And they can go, well, okay, they have to apply for one. Like, I mean, it's not stopping people that aren't them to do that. You know,
but what if there's people who want to buy their vote?
Yeah, yeah. Like, how do you know who that is? You know, you don't know if they're under duress or something.
Yeah,
I mean, it's much more simpler to just go into early voting, which they allow early voting in a lot of places, and I go fucking a couple weeks. As soon as the early voting happens, I get in there within a couple days, and I don't even have to wait in line very long.
Nice.
And I'm in and out.
Yeah, and that's, to me, it's like, again, if you feel as strongly as you do to go out to protest, then you should feel that strong to go out to vote. Because if you want to stop the reason you're protesting, it is through voting. So then go vote. Like, and I'm saying this as a libertarian. I'm not telling you to go vote for the right or the left. I'm telling you, whatever you feel strongly to do, then go vote for that. But don't sit in your house and just bitch about it.
Well, if you think your vote matters, go out there and vote.
Exactly. But if you don't, then you should not go out and vote, and you shouldn't go out and protest.
Go to this Washington Post link that I'm on here, if you can see
the
it.
whole link? You mean Kamala Harris?
This is a Bezos Post article from the
Can
economy
you believe
section.
that people are getting mad that they're saying Kamala Harris is a hoe?
They're getting mad because she's a hoe?
Charlemagne from the Breakfast Club had a segment today because there's a guy who tweeted some shit about Kamala Harris, like Joe and Ho, right? Apparently that was like the tweet or the meme was Joe and Ho, and it was Kamala Harris, and you know, and it was like talking shit about her because, and I'm like, and the Charlemagne was talking about how, oh, he's so dumb, but never brings up a counterpoint to she slept her way to the top.
She did sleep her way to the top.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, look, Charlemagne, I get it. You're on that side, but you gotta say, okay, yeah, she did fuck her way to the top, but Cardi B, and you know, you could counteract it by saying, oh, and many women have done that and that. You know what I mean?
Dude,
but
Cardi B. Oh, that bitch. Joe Biden won't take questions from like actual reporters.
He won't even come on this podcast.
But he'll go on to one of the fucking... Yeah, we've reached out for comment. We still haven't received
Never received anything.
Still waiting on you, Joe.
Yep.
Jorgensen,
yeah. We're talking to a politician next week.
Yeah, we are. He's the...
Tom Brown? Ted Brown?
Ted Brown.
I got some...
Running for the
I got some
Senate,
questions to ask him. Like, what do you do... Okay, what do you do with the Dreamers? What's the answer with the Dream? What's your answer for Dreamers if you're running for office?
Like I said, I honestly think the whole vetting system is great. I think, like I said, what I would want is if we're getting, and I'm thinking primarily Hispanic, Mexicans coming over, but this could be to anybody. If we really do want people from other countries in America, we do want the best. We want people who represent their countries well.
But what do we do with the DACA Dreamers right now? The ones that are here?
I say, test them. Be like, do you, like, what? I know it's going to sound bad, but it's like, what are you bringing to the table? You know what I mean? Like, when you look at America in the last, like, few decades has been run more like a business. Any good business...
No.
And this, hold on. This is what I'm saying.
Ahead.
Any good business looks at things as an ROI. What's the return on investment? And so even when it comes to people who are coming overseas is what are you investing into this country? You don't want someone like Ilhan Omar coming over who's just going to start riots and piss people off.
It shouldn't matter what they want to do in America. They just need to apply. It doesn't matter. It's America. They don't need to do shit. They can come in here and do shit. We got homeless people here doing that.
And that's what I'm saying. That's where I'm saying
I'm not going to say they're going to be homeless people. You know?
I know, but what I'm saying is what I would do for. And you're asking me if I were a Republican, if I was someone running. For
what would
office,
you do with the Dreamers?
What I would do is actually see, find a way to test the ones who actually have the work ethic.
And then what do you do with the ones that don't pass your test?
Send them back. I don't give honestly, look, man, I'm from the fucking hood. So if you're not gonna cut it, I've been a part of a gang.
Hood.
I've been a part of a gang, right? So to me, it's like if you're not gonna cut it, then get the fuck off, right? Either you shit or get off the pot, right? And to me, when it comes to these so-called dreamers, a lot of them. Just
but how do you determine see, then that's another thing. How do you determine if somebody makes it through to this this stringent test that you have for them? We vet them and find out what they're good at. What is that supposed to mean? They got to be good at math and science and shit?
That's the hard part.
Be a good athlete or
that part I'm not sure, right? It depends what
if it's just a student that's going into liberal arts, a completely irrelevant fucking diploma that they're trying to go for, but they're trying to get it.
To me, it depends on the person, and that's what makes this so hard. Is that we have such a huge amount of people trying to get in this country, but at the same time, as America, we're not bitching about other countries that don't allow immigrants to come into the country the way we do. And that's the frustrating part, that everybody looks at America as an open door when every other country has a closed door policy. You have to vet your way in, and America isn't that way.
Can there still be new DACA recipients today?
I think they should probably, if there is a overwhelming amount or too much of a flow coming in, I think there should probably be a pause and say, hey, let's deal with what we have right now so that we can best give them the attention they deserve.
So people can renew for this DACA thing, which means that there are people in 2015 or whenever, when Obama signed an executive order to do this deferred thing. There were a bunch of people that were brought here as children. Maybe, I don't know if they were born here or not, but they were brought here, and they signed up for this DACA thing, which I don't know exactly what it does. Deferred action for childhood arrivals. It's just there's some deferred action. So we're not gonna we'll deport your parents, but you get to stay. Mm-hmm. So they separate children. Mm-hmm. Okay, so DACA separates. They're okay, but they get to come back eventually, I suppose, right? Can people today from illegal immigrants sign up for DACA? You know if that's something that can still happen, Brandon?
Wait, what?
That somebody like an illegal immigrant today comes past the border somehow and brings their kid here, and then they get deported. Can that kid sign up for the DACA program?
I got that. I thought that's
sure
today.
I thought that's when they get thrown in the cage.
I don't know, but my point being is that I think we can give those children or those adults, now some of them are adults, I don't know, it's only 3 years or whatever, but 5 years, we can give those children / young teens a path to citizenship. I can agree with that, but the whole DACA thing needs to end eventually. There should be a finite amount of DACA recipients.
Yes.
Because if they kept going, okay, yeah, we'll give DACA people, we'll give them a path to citizenship. What's stopping other people from now coming here and then submitting their children for that? You know, when
even take it to a small scale. Like, let's say you're throwing a party for 50 people and you invited 50 people, and then people just start running in the house and coming in and eating whatever pizza you had that you didn't budget for, and now you're like, they're stealing all your stuff, and right? It's like, that's America should be seen that way. Like I said, I don't think that. I think that the only way to actually make sure people are successful is to give them the time they deserve to achieve that success. But they need to have someone to guide them, especially if you're from another country and you don't know America that well. Like, you need someone to train you, guide you, or whatever. So I feel like there should be, like you said, a limited amount of people who yearly get to become Americans. Invest time in them, allow them to grow and this and that, and then even maybe there should be a mentoring system.
I don't think there should be a cap on how many Americans
do. And I think
no, there shouldn't be any cap on that. Because there's constantly Americans dying. The amount of people that are dying in America, we can compensate by adding that many people back into the thing.
So, and that's where the discussion comes, because this kind of thing is like, well, yeah, but this many people are dying a year. Okay, so then now we say, okay, now that gives us a number of people that maybe we could add, or like now that's where the discussion starts. But the discussion is not going to go anywhere by just saying you're wrong. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. You know what I mean? The discussion should start somewhere to say, hey, this is what I think. Well, this is better. Cool. Now we have something on the table to offer.
But then again, this whole DACA thing. Now I can sympathize with the children. They were brought here as children, but
it's because they always point you to the children, not to the rapists and murderers and the killers.
The whole DACA thing, to become eligible for a work permit in the U.S., so they have a renewable 2-year period of deferred action from deportation, and become eligible for a work permit in the U.S. To be eligible for the program, recipients cannot have felonies or serious misdemeanors on their records. Good. Unlike the proposed DREAM Act, DACA does not provide a path to citizenship recipients. So it was a proposed thing, but then I'm sure Republicans said, yeah, no.
Yeah.
The policy and executive branch memorandum was announced by President Barack Obama. So he started this up out of nowhere.
See, but
that's against the rules, isn't it? I mean, he was able to do it, but you can't just decrease something like this, right?
Yep. Exactly.
What do I know? I'm no fucking politician.
But the other thing is also, like, I also understand that we're never going to get it right. You know, so I understand that we live in a broken and fallen world, and we're never going to get it right. So any attempt to make it better is good. So I'm not going to offer you the perfect answer or the best answer, but I'm going to try to get us to the point where we can start agreeing on something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I feel like that's we should all be trying to do that.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's where we haven't been. All we're doing right now is just pointing fingers at each other, saying this, you're wrong, but not telling people why this or that person is wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the sort of life that we're living these
days.
It's
even like in work. You know, do you like working with someone who just brings you a bunch of problems, or someone who brings you problems and solutions?
Both.
Right? It's like you want someone who can bring you problems and solutions, because it's like, hey, I know this is what happened, but I've also brought the solutions. Which one is better? Someone who just comes and brings you problems and bitches all the time, you want to get rid of that person. That's literally what the left has become.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. And we talked about that earlier with like how they changed the words. They're up to some no good.
Yep.
And they want to disrupt. And instead of trying to live peaceful, like, would you want to disrupt nature if it didn't suit your ideals?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But they want to upset and disrupt what they think is racism, or systemic racism. I don't know the difference.
And everything is fake, because if you were to ask them, okay, what does a world without racism looks like, or what are ways to get to no racism, they can't tell you how. All they can do is bitch about it, but they can't give you an answer of how to end racism. They can just tell you you're a racist, or this is why you're racist, but they can't tell you this is what will lead us to the end of racism, because they don't know the answer.
Because they don't want it to end.
They don't want it to end.
They don't want it to end. It's something that they can hang on to and
exactly.
hold on to.
It becomes their identity.
We got to finish up here, but I did want to mention that the Postmaster General of the USPS is a staunch Republican, Trump supporter, and so they brought him. They're going to bring him up on the 26th to like some committee hearing, right?
Yeah,
and ask him questions. And I know it's going to sound like fucking the Kavanaugh thing, you know, or the Bill Barr. Like Bill Barr was asked if he like donates to like, he's like, are you asking me if I'm a Republican? You know, like I'm a fucking Republican. And that's the sort of thing that they're going to ask the Postmaster General. They're going to be like, "Oh, dude, were you aware? Have you ever met Trump? Or have you ever shook Trump's hand? Have you ever talked to him about?"
I know one of the fucking questions they asked Bill Barr was, "Have you ever had a conversation about the campaign while this and that?" And he's like,
"I'm in this fucking campaign."
Of course I'm going to have these. What are you talking about? I know what you're trying to do.
This is what it's going to be like with this hearing. I'm sure people are going to be on the left just waiting to hear it. Like, oh, this guy, because he's a Trump supporter, he's totally behind trying to slow down the USPS.
Yo, if I was this guy, I would already move to another house, change my address, change my phone number, undo my Twitter, Instagram. Like I would, because I already know how the media is going to spin this guy if he doesn't say what they want him to say.
Yeah,
he's a racist. He's a homophobe. He once did this.
I can't wait till we're done with like people saying that shit.
I know, dude.
Like honestly, that's not what they are.
And that's the way they run their ads against Trump.
You know, if they really cared about the United States Postal Service, like they would have done something earlier. But now, because they know that they can try to get away with fraud somehow. Like why do they think because Trump is able to take away mail-in voting somehow that he's cheated? Or he's afraid that he's going to lose. Like, if he was afraid that he can cheat just like you, like, listen, if he believes that you are going to cheat and this goes through, what's stopping him from cheating too?
Yeah.
Like, he can cheat on you guys too, right? You can cheat as well. But, so what he's trying to do is eliminate that whole thing and say, no, we're not going to do that. Vote in person. That's the best way to do it. Like, he's the one actively trying to eliminate fraud.
Exactly.
And also say, hey, we should have a voter ID because you can just go up there, say you're fucking Marshall fucking Mathers.
Yes, like James O'Keefe.
And get a fucking ballot with his name on it.
Exactly. And that's the frustrating part is that
somehow that is suppressing people's vote.
Exactly.
By telling people to go out there and fucking vote.
That's what I'm saying. And it's the media, the way the media spins it is look at how bad Trump is.
Yeah, the reason why the media keeps spinning the fucking coronavirus shit. Because we want to keep you guys thinking that you're all going to fucking die and we all need to stay inside. Therefore, we need mail-in voting so that we can vote. But because a big percentage of people are dying, they can't leave. We have to leave, and therefore they need mail-in voting.
I need to give you a standing ovation. I couldn't have said it any better myself, my friend.
I mean, you can still apply for a fucking absentee ballot.
Fear. They govern the people by fear. They want you to be afraid of Trump. They want you to be afraid of Corona. They want you to be afraid of whites. They want you to be afraid of blacks. They want you to be afraid of internet. They want you to be afraid of hackers, afraid of Russia, afraid of China.
Here's some logic for you that may break us here. But unlike the higher-ups that want to close down churches and say, oh, we didn't prevent them from worshiping. They can still worship at home. I mean, isn't that the same logic as like, well, we're not stopping these guys from voting. They can still vote if they go outside.
Is it the same logic?
Yeah. Well, no. Yes. Is it the same logic? And I'll tell you why it's not the same logic because some people will probably go, well, didn't we say that for churches? Like, oh, we didn't stop them from voting. Or from praying. They can pray at home. But except they can pray at home and they can also pray at church. You can't pray at home. The Republicans are saying you can't pray at home, but you can pray at the voting booth.
Yeah, well, it isn't. The logic is the same, but just because the logic is the same doesn't mean that it's a logical conclusion. The logic is the same, but it's stupid logic.
Well, to who?
Yeah, so to logical people. Because when you see it's what does the Constitution say for the people? We have the right to assemble, and we have the right to our religion. So I have the right to worship at home if I want, and I have the right to worship at church if I want.
But you can't kill me when you're at home.
Can't you?
You can't kill me with your coronavirus.
You can if you are inhibiting my body to receive vitamin D, vitamin C, be on the sun, be around other people so that I can build my immunity to this. That's how you're killing me. So what the government is doing is actively killing us by passively passing these laws.
They literally with these laws, the laws are like on the back of our fucking necks.
Exactly.
While we're saying we can't breathe.
And so it's like,
tough.
Like, yeah, you have the right to worship, but it's like, but I don't.
Hugs from Brazil. What's up, Brazil?
What's up, Brazil? Because you're limiting my rights. And that's where it starts, when I begin to compromise to your limitations.
Hey, if you're watching from Brazil, what's going on with you guys in Corona out there?
Yeah, answer that.
El Presidente they don't speak Spanish out there. El Presidente got the COVID there.
Uh-oh. You know what that means.
We should get going, man. We're way past our fucking due date here, and we should get out of here. I
gotta wake up in 4 hours.
Yeah, dude. You gotta wake up in 4 hours and go lift some stuff.
Go lift some fucking weights, baby.
That's right. Bulk up.
Take a shot of testosterone.
Get swole.
Maybe do like a whole case of cocaine or something just to wake up.
Oh, come on, man.
Come on,
what have
man.
I told you to fucking...
Come on, man.
Anyway, so we're out of here, guys. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. We'll see you guys next week. So for Emergency Exit and Brandon the Hardhead Mitchell, David, the holiest medic, Aguilar, I'm Los Sane. That's right. If you like this show, be sure to subscribe to Emergency Exit Podcast wherever you get your pods. Come on over and find us on Facebook and YouTube, Emergency Exit Podcast. On Twitter, that's EMEX Pod. And our listener line is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 830-875-0637.